Hello guys and welcome again. Today we're going to talk about error handling, but first I want to show you how much we have done. So basically that are for now all of the available endpoints that we can interact with. So basically we have done the whole CRUD for the cats and we have done our register and login. So I'm going to log into my application. And right now, I want to achieve something very specific here. Look how I'm going to make this request. And it is 200, right? So right now I have to do a little bit of change here in order to work properly. So when I'm a user and I want to log in somewhere, if I don't see anything after you log in, I would not know if I have login successfully or not. So basically here on the login, we can do something like this. So after we have logged in successfully, we can say that we want to go to cats, for example, and here we have to inject, we already know that, private router of type router, and here not this one, but router from Angular. I'm going to import that because my auto import does not recognize it. And I'm going to say that this is from Angular / router. Okay. So here I want to navigate this .router .navigate to my URL, which will be cats in this case. I will save that and I'm going to enter my credentials one more time. As you can see, it is working properly right now. But what is the different thing here? Let's say that we entered some username and some password, but this password or this user are not correct. So if I click login, here we will have an error, which will be for 1. That's okay, but we do not display that to our user. And first thing first, we want a global interceptor that we want to intercept every request and if there every response, and if in the response there are some statuses as 401 or 400 or 404 or whatever it is, we want to intercept that and display a custom message to our client that something went wrong. Okay, so here maybe we can do something like this. We already in our services have this token interceptor which intercepts the request, okay, and modify somehow the request, append the authorization header and send it to the backend. Right now we want to intercept the response and we want to see if there are some bad statuses, and after that we want to continue the logic in our application. And today we're going to implement this error interceptor, and after that we're going to implement this toaster notification that can help us having a nice looking message with nice animation which shows our users what's wrong, what's went wrong or not, for example, or what is successful. So here, as you know, we can go to our services, open a command prompt and say ng generate service, which will be error service or error interceptor. And of course, we have a lot of things in common with the other service. Why I'm not doing this at one place? Because I believe that here we should have something like separation of concerns. Okay, we have interceptors, but one of them is just for pending token and another is for error intercepting. If I try to push everything that could be intercepting one interceptor, it should become very ugly and long code. So I'm going to do that in a separate file. And here, of course, as we have previously done here, we have to implement this HTTP interceptor. Okay, so I'm going to paste that here. Basically, it is the same. So I'm going to import this HTTP interceptor. And after that, again, I have to rewrite this intercept method, which comes with this HTTP interceptor class. So I'm going to copy that. But be very careful about it. So I'm going to copy it and paste it like here. Close the bracket and import all missing classes. Okay, so right now somewhere we have to have return. Okay, but what is the difference here between our token interceptor and our error interceptor? So as you can notice here, we have token interceptor, which intercepts and modify the requests. Okay, but here we want to modify somehow the response. So what will be the logic here? As you can see, when we are done modifying this request, we say next.handle, right? So here we can do a very similar thing. We can say that next dot handle, basically it is the same as here, and here we're going to put the request. But after that, we're not going to leave it like so. We're going to do another thing that we have previously shown in our videos, and this is regarding the pipe operator. So we're going to use it right now, and we're going to say that this pipe is going to do a couple of things. Look how interesting it gets. If the request is unsuccessful, we can retry it. So here I can say something like retry and say how many times I want to retry my request. Another parameter here could be, of course, and we are very interested in that, the catch error method. So the catch error method here, we have a lot of things to do. So this catch error is very important because here I'm going to catch the error coming from the backend. And after that, I want to go to another function which will contains my whole logic about what is going to happen in which status. So if I have status 401, maybe I want to show some custom message to the user, okay? Or I want to retry and refresh the token, because as you know, the token have sessions and expiration time. So if I have my token, for example, for 3 days, and backend says, okay, the expiration time is 4 days, after 4 days, I have to refresh my token. I have either go and log in again and receive a new token, or send to the backend out of the box. The user does not know about it. I have to send my own token and receive the refresh token. Okay, so here I can say something like this. I can say if this error error.status is equal, for example, to 401, and here I'm going to put a comment which can be refresh token or navigate to login. Okay, here I can have something else, a if, and here I can say like error.status is equal to 404, and here I'm going to put some custom message. And of course, I can have something like 400 and another message. And of course, at the end, I can have something like this, which says that I can go and say that here will be some global message for error. For example, internal server error and so on. So here, in order to test if this thing works, I'm going to say alert for now. And here we're going to copy and paste that on every row in order to see if our application is going to work the way we expected. So here a couple of things. So first thing, I have to import these two things, retry and catch error. So this would be from rxjs/operators. So I'm going to say import retry, and after that I'm going to say catch error from rxjs/operators. And here I have to do another thing. So basically, when I have intercept this and for some reason I'm searching for some bug or some bad response, let's say, I'm going to say at the end of my catch error, I'm going to say return, because I have to return this. I have to return throw error. As you can see, this throw error is imported from RxJS, not RxJS/operators, but just RxJS. And this throw error, I have to throw my error, of course. So here, as you can see, we have this interceptor class. Of course, we can go and save that. And here, we can try again to simulate a mistake, which will be incorrect password. If I click login, here we can see that we have 401. Of course, nothing is happening right now. Why? Because we haven't registered this, okay? You know already that. And if I go to my app module, you will see that here we have registered our HTTP interceptor for token interceptor service. And of course, we have written multi-true. That is why we have written multi-true, because we need this in order if we want to have multiple interceptors for different purposes. Let's say we have token interceptor, we can have error interceptor, we can have loader interceptor, we can have notification interceptor, whatever you want, you can implement as interceptor, of course, if it does make any sense. So here I'm going to put another interceptor, which will say provide HTTP interceptors, and after that I'm going to say that I'm going to use class, which is the name of my error interceptor service class. I'm going to put that here, and of course I have to import it. And after that I'm going to say multi-true. So if I save that and see if the server is refreshed, it's up and running now. Okay, so I'm going to make this mistake again. Going to clean that, login, 401. As you can see, we have this alert here. Right now we're having alerts because we don't have toaster notification, but in the next video I'm going to show you how we can do this in Angular 9 with toaster notifications. So for now, it was it. Please remember that you have to separate your classes and have to be in different files in order to be more readable. And here we have just that. We have services, and in these services we have a lot of services, but two of them are responsible for interrupting request, either request or response, and do some logic within them. So if you find this video helpful, please like, comment, subscribe. You know the procedure. And if you're Bulgarian, you can subscribe to my channel. I'm going to upload a lot of videos, not only just related to C#, but JavaScript, Python, Django, Flask, Angular, and so on. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.